What's up, you guys? UFO Proof here, and today we're going to be discussing UFOs and the power of chi. Sing crackers. No, I'm just joking. The power of chi, the ancient Chinese power. Now, most people have heard of chi, or the power of chi, and most people have heard of UFOs, but there's not really anything that shows a connection between the two. But the truth is, there are a few cases where there is a connection between UFOs and the power of chi. And we're going to discuss some of those cases right now. And we're going to start with this first gentleman, Valery Levinenko. I believe I fucked that name up completely, but what can you say? You know I'm terrible with names, you guys. So watch what this guy can do, okay? Now, this taser here is outlawed now. It's illegal now. Back in the day it wasn't, and of course you could still get it, I think, in Russia. That's what he's using. It can kill a person if you hit him in the heart with it, especially the neck. You know, that instantly knocks people out. But this guy takes it no problem. As you guys know, I'm kind of a taser aficionado. I like to collect a bunch of weird tasers for some reason. I don't know, I think they're funny. Now this guy, he's not a performer, but they asked him to come on this show. It's an English-speaking show, but he doesn't speak English, so he has a translator there with him. The reason why he's standing in his underwear is because he wants everyone to check him and make sure he has nothing on him, so he's real adamant about it. So he's going to pass electricity from himself through this person, and they're going to ground hitting this metal plate with the paper over it, and the paper's over it so you can see a little burn hole in it. This guy really is fascinating in some of the stuff that he does. Like, okay, so like this right here, he actually took these cables, these metal cables, and stuck them through his forearms. They're not wrapped around, they're going through the meat. They pierced it. I didn't show it because it's fucking, I can't take shit like that, but that's what he did. And like how it's not cutting his arm in half, I don't fucking know. But he's pulling a 40-ton train cart with it. Now this is him actually cutting a piece of paper in half with the electricity that he produces. He also does a thing where he holds his breath for 15 minutes at a time. What's interesting, like all those things that you see are because people are coming to him asking him to do it and like have scientific study done or analysis done on it. But what's interesting is he didn't always have these abilities. When he was 11 years old, him and a couple other friends were playing in the woods when they saw a silver ball descend from the sky. It kind of had like an aura of light around it, and it came down through into the forest not far away from them. So the boys started running towards it, and they saw it sitting there on the ground, and they're all running, and he was out in front. And as he got closer to it, he said it lifted back up off the ground, then exploded. Then he saw a bunch of gray things like come at him, and then next thing you know, he was waking up on the ground. His friends were trying to like wake him up. He had like passed out, and then they went home or whatever. And ever since then, he's had these amazing abilities. He can memorize like hundreds of numbers, and he can withstand extreme temperatures. He can put himself in freezing ice cold water. He can put himself in boiling water. He doesn't feel pain at all. Like, and it's not like a disconnection or a fuck up into the circuitry of his brain or anything. It's not a neurological problem because they check that. He just literally says, he's like, I feel the temperature, I feel the pressure and everything. He's like the pain comes, but I just block out the pain. I just like flip it off. And I really think that's interesting that he's like, this all happened with this UFO encounter. And he also claims that that he's had experiences of alien abduction, which I find incredible to say that, you know, to have these abilities come from UFO and stuff like that. But then to not be a performer, to not do anything, you know, I think it's really fucking weird. And that's what I really like about it, is that he's not like David Blaine or a magician or illusionist, you know. Now here's another guy. This guy's really fucking cool. This is Dynamo Jack. And this was a documentary about Java in, God, where is it? Fucking Borneo, I think. But this guy had a problem with his eye, and they went to go see this doctor. And the doctor was doing acupuncture on people, but they realized, they're like, how come you don't use needles? You know, and he's like, he doesn't need them. He's like, I use chi. And the guys are like, what do you mean you use chi? He's like, chi power. And they're like, let us see. And he starts like shocking everybody, and they're like blown away. They're like, they could not believe what he was capable of doing. And like, it's really cool, like what he's saying right here. Like, he's saying how the positive comes from his navel and the negative charge comes from his perineum, his chode, you know, his little fucking skin tag between your anus. That's where he says the negative charges. And he's like, I just focus. He's like, it's just a meditation. I've been doing meditation for 18 years. Meditation, he says. 18 years of meditating.
Can you project this energy through your hands only or through other things as well?
This is great. Watch. Now see, I can see the reaction. Look at she didn't believe him, the sound girl. That's one thing. I pride myself on being a good judge of character. That's why I think I do a good job at debunking, because I am a critical thinker when it comes to stuff. So when I put some thought into it and I look at a person and how they react to stuff, or how they're acting, or what they're talking about, the subject, the context, everything, I think I have a fairly good sense when it comes to judging character on stuff, and when someone's being honest or dishonest or whatever. And him seems completely legit to me, and all the people there who are testing him and everything seem legit and authentic. Now, he had learned this by wanting to develop a way for him to use the chi to light his cigarette. And since his hand and stuff touching the cigarette wouldn't work, he figured out doing it like this, and he worked and practiced until he was able to make this happen so he could figure out a way to light his cigarette. He's a smoker, apparently. See, he's just like, yeah, you know, whatever. He's not a performer, he's a doctor and stuff. He's like, yeah, you know. It's just totally normal over there in Borneo, I guess.
Grounding this patient, my cameraman, Joe, is having to use all his weight to keep contact. She is pushing him away.
Wow. Look at him. He's like, he can feel it, you know. He's like,
able to control the amplitude of this chi, like a dimmer switch, and it causes uncontrollable responses in the patients and their grounders.
I can barely keep my hand on you. Fly off, the electricity's so strong.
See, it's like pushing her hand up. Watch the mom. She got shocked.
Grounds her child.
And see, he's trying to touch the kid, and she's getting grounded and shocked.
Still, so she's asked to hold him.
Look at her face.
Bear it. Sometimes signs of this passing energy can be seen in the transmitter too.
Wow.
This chi stuff is only the surface, he says, of the real adventure beneath, in the meditational technique. Hook, CEO of the Mind Science Foundation in Texas. Dr. Roger Nilsson, a Swedish medic and international racing sailor. Dr. Greg Simpson, a physicist from New York's Albert Einstein University.
Now these guys come to test his ass and be like, we don't believe you.
The visitors are confident they'll uncover him as a fraud in no time.
No time at all.
He's the first guinea pig, and he's uncomfortable about showing that he can feel anything at all. Dr. Roger doesn't know what to expect.
Watch this. Boom! The doctor's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Comes the metal detector, like the
They
things
didn't
they use in airports, to see if he has any concealed metal in his
No
body.
metal, no nothing on him.
Then the voltmeter, to try and measure the chi. But how to get it to work? Where's the ground? What settings? DJ suggests that as his negative is his perineum, and his positive is his navel chakra, Perhaps that's where the electrode should be attached.
So he attached electrode to his fucking, to his chode and to his belly button. But it's not working. That still didn't work.
Still no readings. They're getting shocks off his arm, and now they're on the right settings, but the needle still isn't moving.
It's because they weren't grounded. He wasn't grounded himself.
It's 1, 2, up. I feel it in my whole body. I feel it at 3, 0.3. I feel it in my legs. Shit.
So it's not really electricity, it's
Suspecting
chi.
some tricky setup on his premises they can't find, they insist we all go to a randomly chosen hotel room several miles away to see if he can light a light bulb with his fingers. It doesn't ground on the wall. So Greg holds and grounds one wire, while DJ pumps chi through the other. The bulbs are LEDs, light-emitting diodes, which ignite in different colors according to the intensity of current.
On, off, on.
Brilliant.
Oh, you're blinking.
Things were going well. DJ was enjoying it too.
How amazing is that? Look at him just lighting up that little light bulb with chi. Is that cool or what? I gotta say, you know, I really think that the guy's being honest there. It just seems straight up to me. But another thing that's really interesting is that dude who, you know, he's 65 years old. I mean, did he look 65 years old? I mean, you know, he looked like he might have been like 40, 45 or something, you know? I mean, like, he looks good. That chi kept his ass nice and fucking young looking, dude. I swear. And he's a smoker. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking healthy as fuck. I'll smoke anytime I want. Don't matter. You know, and that's where, like, he didn't, there's no pride or anything for him to destroy. He's like, oh yeah, it comes from my navel and my chode directly between my balls and my anus. So if you want to take an electrode and go ahead and slap it right there, that's fine. We can give it a shot, sure. He don't give a fuck at all, dude. Alright, you guys, I'm sorry I didn't realize how long this video is going to be, so I actually cut it in half. So this is the end of part 1, and I will post a card up in this video so you can click on it and go straight to video part 2, the second half of this, if you feel like watching it. Alright, you guys, UFO proof, out. Ancient Chinese power. Now, most people have heard of chi, or the power of chi, and most people have heard of UFOs, but there's not really anything that shows a connection between the two. But the truth is, there are a few cases where there is a connection between UFOs and the law. Now, it's illegal now. Back in the day, it wasn't, and of course, you could still get it, I think, in Russia. That's what he's using. It can kill a person if you hit them in the heart with it, especially the neck. You know, that instantly knocks people out. But this guy takes it, no problem. As you guys know, I'm kind of a taser aficionado. I like to collect the power of chi, and we're going to discuss some of those cases right now. And we're going to start with this first gentleman, Valery Levinenko. I believe I fucked that name up completely, but what can you say? You know I'm terrible with names, you guys. So watch what this guy can do, okay? Now, this taser here is out. A bunch of weird tasers for some reason. I don't know. I think they're funny. Now, this guy, he's not a performer, but they asked him to come on this show. It's an English-speaking show, but he doesn't speak English, so he has a translator there with him. The reason why he's standing in his underwear is because he wants everyone... What's up, you guys? UFO Proof here, and today we're going to be discussing UFOs and the power of chi. Sing crackers. No, I'm just joking. The power of chi, the